I was born in this parish 89 years ago. I was baptised here, born on the 15th of February 1927, and I was baptised on the 16th of February the same year. And then I was confirmed here at the age of 10 years after that, I think. And then I went off. I was very interested in becoming a priest. I don't know why. But anyhow, I went therefore to St. Brendan's Killarney. I got scholarships, and one was, I didn't get first place because there was a fella doing the entrance, and he was 2 or 3 years in a secondary school before that. So he was number 1 and I was number 2. And then the first very class, the president comes in and asks the other fella, were you in secondary school before? Why what? How long? 2 years. 2 years, father. And he said, you go up higher. And then I was first, and I was first for the rest of my life.
Fantastic.
Thank God. I would like to say that I wasn't ordained for this parish at all, because I loved football. I'm a second cousin of Paddy Shades. Our grandmothers were sisters. So this particular day, I got a bad kick in the head, and I got severe concussion. And I was taken. The doctor refused to give me a day off. He said, "Oh, he's only trying to avoid class," which was an awful insult to me because I love books and I love class. Right? So he was sent for then. And when he came near me, I hit him there in the jaw and knocked him out. He was taken away to a hospital. He recovered, obviously, but I was taken down to a mental hospital in Carlow, Kildare, and I was given several hops of the machine, which was very rough and tough in those days. And anyhow, I was taken in there in the end of October, and I was there until Good Friday. So I came out on Good Friday, and I've never looked back since, thank God. I went to Cork University, and I was told, don't work too hard, so I just did the easiest degree of all, higher diploma in education in Irish, and I got, of course, first place as usual. And then I entered for an MA with Sean O'Toole, but honestly, I didn't finish it, and I was a priest, and I got first class honours with recommendation for publication. But my own bishop wouldn't have me anymore because I got sick, so I was for exile. And I went to Wales because I was looking after St. Patrick, and I was being at the time proposed for a travelling studentship in Celtic studies, and I would have to learn Welsh. So the first I went over to the farm, and the first sentence I learned was "Awch we gat the moch," which means go out and clean out from the pigs. And I did, and then I got my din. My parents were 4 miles further west here in Ballamore, and our immediate neighbour were the famous good man, the collector of music, and so on. He was our immediate neighbour. There were 8 of us in all, and each year that I went to college, the very first year, my youngest little brother died. He was 2.5, Micheline, and Micheline died of blood poisoning because he was with my father and taking home the mangles, and a briar picked him. And then you see, my father said, "Go in and show that to Mum." He didn't, because if he went in and showed it, he wouldn't be allowed out again. So he got tetanus and all that. And he died shouting for him to leave. He was taken to hospital, and he died for his doch, a drink. And they all thought he was looking for his tie duck that he was in his bath. I was number 4 in the family. The eldest girl was Eileen. She became a doctor, and she's the mother of the famous poet, Nuala Ní Dhomhnaill. And she married an O'Donnell from Cork. He was actually born below the hill here. And the next one then loved ponies and horses, and she married a person that she knew doing the set in Vintry Hall. I was always a happy man, but I was known then as a joker when I was the first with 2 scholarships, and then I got talk about sicknesses. I got diphtheria 2 nights before I did the enter. So I was taken to. They didn't tell me I had diphtheria because I knew my Greek, and that would mean death. Oh yeah, diphtheria is like kill, diphtheria. But anyhow, I used to be taken down in a taxi and given a little sponge to put on the envelope, and then I'd be taken back up to hospital with my head down and my legs up. But I got 7th place in Ireland and first class honours, first class scholarship, which helped my brother who came after me to pay him to go through the college. Because my father was dead, my mother was a widow, and then nobody earning. So my sister, the two sisters were the first to get married, and then I had man of the house. My father died. My third year in Maynooth, or in Killarney, and then my eldest brother, Huge, he became the man of the house and had to stay in from school, and he and his brother, another brother of mine, John, he was an officer in the army, and he and Huge were drowned off Slayhead. I remember well. I was out a priest in Wales at the time. To a great blow to me.
What year was that?
It was the 6th of the 6th, 56, D-Day 56. Wow. I believe, you see, that art is the great proof that there is a God. Because really, you get this uplift in art when you enjoy art, and when you're trained to enjoy art, and when the art is good, you see. And also, of course, nature itself uplifts you. And as St. Thomas had 5 ways, but we're told now by a great priest, a great cardinal, that the 6th way is better, that is the way of beauty, because, and that's the 6th way to God. And I'm very, very interested in beauty. That's why I've devoted all my life and my pension. I have a big pension because I worked in Maynooth as a priest finally for 34 years. Built up my staff from 1 full-time, that was myself, to 17 full-timers and 20 part-timers, and more students. I now say the truth. More students, I think, in undergraduates and postgraduates than any other college in Ireland in Celtic Studies. If I had enough money, I would do two big things. One is I would make a great job of the second garden, which is to be a prayer garden. But it's actually being done at the moment. But I haven't the money to do it. But with God's help, I'll get it. Because, do you know how I'll get it mainly? I have a fantastic pension because I worked so long in the university, and I began by working on £400 a year, which was run by the church, and now I have yeah, exactly the same as, but unusually big for a professor in a university, because I was in charge of a faculty for 34 years, and that's the record. And I spend 90% of my pension on these things. And I only want to live old. I want to outlive my grandmother. My great grandmother. She lives at 104.
Oh, fantastic! You'll do that anyway.
I want to make 105, and then I'll break the church, or I'll break not the church, but I'll break the government.
Yeah, you are now. So,